What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we'll take a look at the new character Hysilens. This coming out in version 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Tomorrow is 3.4, I think. And yeah, let's take a look at her kit. She is basically a DOT character. She will revive dot. Hopefully, she will make Kafka and Black Sword clear MOC again. We hope. We believe. So yeah, for all of my dot mains out there, stay tuned. Let's see what her kit has to offer. She looks quite strong. So at base kit, at level 80, her attack is around 601, defense 485, 1200 HP and 102 speed and normal 11 aggro. So that's the base thing. So let's take a look at the more important stuff. So in traces she gets total 2 speed and 3 speed, so total 5 speed, some attack and some AHR. I'll tell you exactly how much AHR you need in a bit when we get more into the kit. So yeah, let's just start with the skills and then we'll talk about the bonus stages as well. So her basic attack is standard, it doesn't do anything. And yeah, it doesn't really do anything, it's just standard. It doesn't have any effects. So yeah, let's go into the important stuff now. The skill, this is the level 6, this is the normal one. Yeah, and let's get into level 6. So this is the normal max level. So the skill has a 100% base chance to increase damage taken by all enemies by 20%, lasting for 3 turns, while dealing physical damage equal to 140% of Hysilens attack to all enemies. So this is attack scaling, of course, and you need AHR because he is DOT character. So this is like more damage to the enemy, 20 by 20% more increased damage taken. That's nice. Let's see the ultimate now. The ultimate is deploys a zone that reduces the enemy target's attack by 15%, useless, and the defense by 25%. So this is the main thing. And deals physical damage equal to 300% of Hysilens base attack to all enemies. So basically this is a 25% defense down for all enemies, which is like big. Whenever an enemy target within the zone takes damage from DOT, deals physical DOT equal to 80% of Hysilens attack to them. So, and remember, physical DOT bleed is like percentage damage of the max HP of the enemy, so it will deal a lot of damage. This damage cannot repeatedly trigger this damage cannot repeatedly trigger this effect, and it can be triggered up to 8 times at the start of each turn or within one action of an ally target. The zone lasts for 3 turns, decreasing by 1 turn at the start of each turn. The zone will dispel if Hysilens become knocked down. Okay, so if she dies. So yeah, basically, yeah. So it is a 25% defense down and more DOT damage from herself based on her attack. That's nice. Let's take a look at the ultimate now. Sorry, we just took a look at the ultimate. Let's take a look at this. This is the talent. When using basic attack, skill, or ultimate, there is a 100% base chance to inflict any of the DOTs on the enemy target, prioritizing inflict different states. Okay, so this has like different priority targets. Let's see. Under the wind, shear, burn, shock state, at the start of each turn, the enemy target takes this DOT damage equal to 25% of Hysilens attack for 2 turns. Under the bleed state, okay, so all the other 3 are this 25% of Hysilens attack and takes damage, DOT damage. But under the bleed state, which is like C is physical, so under the bleed state, at the start of each turn, enemy target takes physical DOT equal to 20% of their max HP. That's big. Remember, that's really big. Max HP damage is really big. Up to 25% of Hysilens attack lasting for 2 turns. That's pretty nice. So if the enemy has any of the DOT effects, whenever she does attack, a basic attack, skill, or ultimate, the enemies will take more damage based on what effects they have. And if they have bleed, they'll take 20% of their max HP damage, which is like really impressive. Let's take a look at the technique here, which is pretty nice, not that big. After using technique, creates a special dimension that lasts for 20 seconds and automatically moves forward. Enemies within the special dimension enter the enraptured state. Enemies in the enraptured state will not attack Hysilens and will follow the dimension while it persists. After entering battle with the enemies in the entrapped state, There is a 100% base chance for the each enemy to be inflicted with two of the following states that is the same as Hysilens talent effects. Any of the like DOT damages. Only one dimension effect created by allies can exist at a time. So this is a dimension effect, and if any other ally has a dimension effect, this one will disappear. So keep that in mind. And this is also seems like not a battle starter, so you can like use it and go into a different character like Kafka. But yeah, that's fine. So what do we see from here? Okay, let's take a look at the bonus traces as well. Then we'll talk about the like overall stuff. So bonus traces, the number one is at the start of the combat, Hysilens creates a zone with the same effect as her ultimate, lasting for 3 turns. So basically, whenever you start the battle, you get a free ultimate without using the ultimate. That's basically this trace. All right, that's pretty big. So 25% defense down as well as the other effects. So yeah. So the next one is like what is called talent. I mean not talent, bonus ability. When other allies perform attacks, Hysilens has a 100% base chance to inflict the enemy target with one of the same stats as Hysilens talent for 2 turns. So here's the big things that comes to mind. You have, whenever you enter battle, you use the ultimate for free without using the ultimate. Whenever any other teammate attacks, you inflict this talent over here, this talent effect. You use this talent effect anytime any teammate uses an attack. So that's like really crazy. Its same one, its stats is the same as the talent that she has, which is like pretty big. To remind you about the talent, this is the skill. To remind you about the talent, when using basic attack, a skill or ultimate, there is a 100% base chance to inflict these DOT effects, and these DOT effects, all the one takes damage by 25% of her attack, and if the bleed is on the enemy, they'll take this damage, and on top of that they will also take 20% of their max HP damage. So that's like really big. That's the second passive. So the third bonus ability, for every 10% of Hysilens effect hit rate that exceeds 60%, increases damage by 15% up to 90%. So here is the calculation comes in with the EHR. So how much UHR do you need? So from this very easy calculation, you will need total of 120% exact effect hit rate for this to maximize. So keep that in mind. Same amount, I think Black Swan also need 120%. So yeah, it's the same amount. You need 120% exact to maximize this out. So yeah, that's nice. And I will also take a look at her ultimate in not ultimate, sorry, the light cone. But before that, let's just quickly summarize a little bit of what she can do. Excuse me. So the basic attack is standard, of course. From the skill, the enemies have a increased damage taken effect, which will last for 3 turns, which is nice, and they take physical damage. So that's basically it. The ultimate and talent is the main thing. If you use ultimate, they take 25% defense down. It also deals damage, and it also affects it also applies a zone. And whenever let's read this again here to like better summarize it. This damage cannot repeatedly triggers this effect, and it can be triggered up to 8 times at the start of each turn within the one action of the ally target. The zone lasts for 3 seconds and decreasing by 1 turn at the start of each turn. So every time the zone takes effect, it will deal physical DOT damage of Hysilens attack up to 32% of her attack. That's like really good, man. It will like affect them with physical dot. That means 20% of their HP will get depleted. That's like a lot of damage. I think he might do more damage than Kafka at this point, because bleed does a lot of damage, and if Kafka can trigger that bleed effect again, it will do more damage on top of that. And on top of that, this bonus trace says whenever other allies perform attacks, Hysilens has a 100% base chance to inflict the enemy target with the one of the same states as the Hysilens talent. So any of the following events. So there will be just a lot of DOT on the enemies, and she will basically buff Black Swan and Kafka team by a lot, hopefully. And we'll have to see what changes she goes through and stuff. There isn't really anything we can say for sure right now. This is just a day 1 kit. This is also V1. We'll have to wait for like V5 or V6 until the major changes comes in. In between that changes happen. I'll make sure to make more videos about her in the future about covering the changes, so stay tuned for that. Let's take a look at the ultimate now. Oh sorry, I keep saying the eidolons is ultimate, like what am I doing? So the eidolons are like the E1 is when using ultimate, if the enemy target is currently infected with the DOTs, immediately deals 150% of original DOT damage. When Hysilens deploys a zone, recovers one skill point. So E1 is just more damage and one free skill point when you do ultimate. E2, while the zone is active, reduces. Okay, so this is the normal E2, like broken E2. Whenever the zone is active, whenever do ultimate, it reduces all type res for all enemies by 20%. That's like broken. E3, E5, all same talent levels. E4 is while the zone is active, the damage boost effect from the trace string of pearls applies to all allies. Oh, trace string of pearl. Which one is that? Oh, this one. Oh, so this is a 90% damage boost for free. Okay, that's a nice E4. E6. When zone is enhanced, Hysilens physical dot effect trigger count increases by 4, so total 12. When Hysilens inflict any of the DOTs state on enemies through talent or trace bubble of grandeur, there is a 100% base chance to additionally inflict another DOT state. This is individually calculated, so that's more damage, more DOT, nothing like crazy. I mean that is more damage. I mean nothing like I mean nothing complicated. What I meant to say. So that's just a whole bunch of extra damage. Very simple character. You won't be doing a lot of skill. You will just do skill every 3 turns and basic attack for the majority of the times. You will start with a skill and then 3 turns goes by. You basic attack, basic attack, basic attack. Then you skill again, and basically on top of that you will do ultimate. That's basically her kit. She doesn't really do that much on field. Not really much of a complicated kit. Even though the basic attack doesn't do anything, you will use that most of the times, because the skill also doesn't do that much. It's just a talent and the ultimate. So the skill will also just increase the damage taken by enemies and last for 3 turns. So every 3 turn you can use that. So she seems like skill point positive. But yeah, let's take a look at her light cone as well. I can't show the art because that's like might be trouble. So yeah, I'm not gonna show the art. I can just scroll up, but that's why I've scrolled down. Increase the wearer's effect hit rate by 40%, which will help you building effect hit rate on her. So you need 120%. This is like 40% help, which is nice. Otherwise you will have to use, maybe with this you won't have to use main stat, but I'm not really sure. You will see. When the wearer, you might as well just need EHR body piece as well. We'll talk about her builds in the future when more of her changes comes along, so that if build changes happen, we won't need to be confused. So yeah, when the wearer hits an enemy target with basic attack, skill, or ultimate, there's a 80% base chance to inflict enthrallment state for 3 turns. Effects of the same type cannot stack. While enthrallment state, each debuff applies to the wearer increases dot taken by 5%, stacking up to 6 times. Okay, so the 30% damage bonus. When attacked by an ally target, increases the attacker's speed by 10% for 3 turns. Okay, so this is basically 40% EHR, 30% increased DOT damage taken. So whole team more damage boost and 10% speed. Okay. So icon is pretty good. I don't really see a replacement for it because it has speed as well. Speed is pretty good, right? So yeah, the light cone seems kind of nice. But yeah, we'll talk about the other alternatives in the future video, on a build video, I guess. But let me know what you think if you're gonna pull for her. I mean, if you have a Kafka or Black Swan, she is absolutely recommended. You need her for them, right? She is the one who will recover them, hopefully. But yeah, let me know what you think if you're gonna pull for her and stuff. And yeah, I'll also cover the next character in a different video that might be out when you're watching this maybe. So check out the channel and subscribe for the upcoming like changes of her. I'll cover that as well. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.